And having said that, the opposition leader came out swinging at the press conference in relation to the government not giving them the time of day. Let us listen to what he had to say.
Solution in a difficult situation. That is not happening. I have been bringing these incidents as I hear of them. I have been bringing them to the attention of the Prime Minister through WhatsApp. He has not responded to me at all since last week, the Saturday before last, 10 days ago. I have not heard from him in response to any of my messages. So when the Minister of Information says that we have been communicating constantly, that is simply untrue. There has been a total cessation of any communication, certainly coming in my direction from the Prime Minister. I note that there's a decision that has been taken to enact legislation to establish a new reconstruction agency, the acronym NARA, National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, I believe, which will have wide powers to ensure that decisions can be taken very quickly when it comes to rebuilding, for example. I know that this is something that the private sector have been agitating for, and I see the need for it. But where you are circumventing normal procedures because the circumstances that we're in require that, it is all the more important that the thing be done in a transparent manner and that all critical stakeholders should be at the table when those decisions are being taken or being reviewed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leader of the opposition made it very clear that there is actually no communication happening between them and the government. And again, the difference between, going back to the point before Professor Horton came on, you can see a difference between the opposition and the government. There is a narrative coming from the government that everything is okay, that they have everything under control, that the opposition is being included, that everything is fine. But when you listen to the press conferences from the People's National Party, it tells a different story. The opposition is being left out. As a matter of fact, the funding is not even enough to take care of the different demands of the people. As a matter of fact, Mr. Golden asked for $50 million today. Seeing that would be enough to take care of the. Do you have that clip where the opposition leader spoke about the 50 million?
50 million saying that.
About, yes.
Right.
1,000 container homes that will be brought in and distributed through the NHP. What that is not likely to come into effect based on what the Prime Minister himself said until the second month of next year. In the interim, what is the solution for the people who have no shelter? The thousands of Jamaicans who are coming into the Christmas period, every time it rains and wet up. Their children, old people, pregnant mothers, persons with disabilities. What is going to happen to them? I said at the last press conference, in response to a question from the media, off the cuff, I was asked what did I think would be an appropriate figure to empower the constituencies with. I said 50 million. Certainly, a $50 million allocation would allow MPs to respond to the huge need in a more meaningful way. Instead, they've been put in this invidious situation where essentially they're asked to allocate 100 people when the needs of their constituents are thousands of people. And that simply is just a recipe for a lot of frustration and bitterness.
Wow.
I mean, to be frank with you, the housing need is dire. Housing need is catastrophe. That's not the word I wanted to use. The housing need
catastrophic.
Catastrophic. Thank you.
It's all right.
So it, in that regard, I think it's a suggestion worth thinking about. We're not saying that the government has $50 million just to throw around. But if you had had a chance, and Perry, I'm sure you can say the same, we have gone down there.
Yes.
Most of the persons don't live anywhere. And if that is the peak, and if that is the stance, then we must assist the people with getting back housing.
Mm-hmm.
We must assist them.
Ishmael,
So much so that,
go ahead, finish up.
so much so that I heard another issue in relation to temporary housing. So there's a talk about tents being distributed, and I'm not necessarily sure. I never heard that we had any tents, but apparently we're being told that MPs in the West have tents, and Dayton Campbell addressed it. Let us listen.
Of these persons, we have not seen any of those tents that are supposedly in the country that should be made available. I'm told that it was said in the Senate on Friday that tents went to Dayton Campbell, unless there is another Dayton Campbell that represents somewhere in Jamaica. It's certainly not this one. I have not been made aware of any tents, and I want to be on record as saying I will never support moving out the persons out of the shelter unless we make provision for them. I will block it myself personally. That is inhumane, and we have to do better. So yes, we want the schools to open, but we must make adequate provision before we move the persons out of the shelter.
Play it again, Ishmael. Let the people hear what the GenSec of the People's National Party had to say. Play it again.
Of these persons, we have not seen any of those tents that are supposedly in the country that should be made available. I'm told that it was said in the Senate on Friday that tents went to Dayton Campbell, unless there is another Dayton Campbell that represents somewhere in Jamaica. It's certainly not this one. I have not been made aware of any tents, and I want to be on record as saying I will never support moving out the persons out of the shelter unless we make provision for them. I will block it myself personally. That is inhumane, and we have to do better. So yes, we want the schools to open, but we must make adequate provision before we move the persons out of the shelter.
This is what you call proper representation. But I must ask Dayton Campbell, you have a twin? Because them say you get 10 and you are saying you not get none. So maybe a twin get. Nevertheless, this is what you call proper representation. But, Perry, no, make a call, because make him see if them probably did drop it off while he wasn't there and him not know if reach.
Listen, I know Mr. Campbell, I know Dr. Campbell personally, and I don't think he have any reason to lie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what the government does. They love to give a facade of progress. It's a facade of prosperity. That's what they did even throughout the election season. They gave the impression that Jamaica was at the best place in history. And now we see again, where in making this facade being out there, and they want this facade to be bought by every Jamaican, they've even gone go tell lie. They've told a lie on the opposition leader by saying that the government...
Not say it so. Make it sound nice. Say fib.
Me not pretty it up. But Ishmael, I'm not going to pretty it up on this occasion. Normally I would have, but I'm not going to pretty it up this time. They told a lie on the opposition leader that they are in communication with him and the opposition. They told a lie by saying that they are working collaboratively with the opposition. It's a lie from the pit of hell. This government is a lying government. They are a frog water government, and they are a government that don't know how to build proper houses, Ishmael. If we don't ball out tonight in the mighty name of...
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murder.
Them lie so till Ishmael, them go say, them give Dr. Campbell tents.
Them lie.
My question is, where are the tents?
Hey.
Remember, the apostles said them a thief up the ear and the things that were supposed to come in the country, you know. See, Dr. Campbell came out today and said if it is another Dayton Campbell representing that the country, it's not him because he has not received anything.
Remember, you know, Perry,
Mm-hmm.
we're coming on to the Yuletide season, so enough people are going to want to keep event.
Oh.
And if 10 come, you know, me
Yes.
just say.
Okay.
I say we have to whisper now because, you know, a lot of people have events. They have day events. They have night events. They have, you know, dawn events. You know, dusk events.
Okay.
And we're not sure because I can tell you, late night Drew rain can sick you. You need some to cover your head. That's all I say.
But look at what Dr. Campbell said. Apparently, Ishmael, there is a serious plan put in place to take the people out of the schools who have taken the schools as shelters. And you hear what Dr. Campbell said, ladies and gentlemen? He will not allow it to happen.
He will stay there himself.
He will be there and prevent it personally. And I stand with the Gensec. You know why, Ishmael? This government is uncaring. They are callous. They have no remorse, nor regard for the liberty of the people. You have not put in any preparations in place to have any form of proper shelters for the people, but you're going to force the restarting of school at the expense of people being on the roads exposed to the elements. What have you done to make the people them feel as if there's some amount of hope for them? Nothing has been put in place. So how are you going to take people out of the schools and where are they going to go? In the bush under umbrella?
Let us backtrack a little. When Melissa made landfall, a day after they went to St. Elizabeth first. A week after that, we heard of issues coming out of the West. Issues such as people stealing, vandalism, whatever it is, just so that they could survive. And the government decided that they were going to put in a curfew. You're going to put in curfew for people that currently don't have housing. We don't know where they're going to stay. That's the first thing. The next thing was we heard that they wanted to start school. Now you're going to say that school was supposed to be Monday, and the people in the shelter need to find somewhere to go. I'm not going to even ask where are they going to go. Are you telling me that you are willing to remove the persons from the shelters so that you can have school? Is that what you're saying? This is no different from you bulldozing that place in Portmore, you know, Clifton. This is no different. Where are the people going to stay in the middle of this housing crisis? They don't live anywhere. Have you no heart?
No heart. Ladies and gentlemen,
compassion?
There's no compassion, there's no vision as well. If there was proper preparations in place, Ishmael, the people would have had proper shelters to go. There are no proper shelters in this country. No proper housing for the people in case a disaster would claim their houses. There's none. And that's the reason why people are out there, no hope, because you cannot take the people out of these schools and put them on the roadsides. It's not going to work. And I'm happy that the Gensec, Dr. Campbell, stood very firm on the fact. Right?
Yes, man. I'm grateful. And this is what proper representation looks like. This is what it looks like. And I must give I must give proper commendations, not just to Dayton, but especially to the members of parliament in Hanover, because
Yes.
cry. And they made mention of something that we know and we've heard of, and it's a sore point for us. What is that? The post system. Let us listen.
I cannot be doing politics in such a catastrophic time. And I am asking the government to cut out the PR and get to the people. I have nothing against the Jamaica Defense Force, but I can tell you that I am against the government giving them the care packages to get to our people. I've witnessed myself in Sandy Bay and Hopewell on the main road, 2 trucks dropping off care packages. Our seniors in the lanes are not benefiting. The residents up in Mount Pelion are not benefiting. The residents inland are not benefiting. The people of Eastern Hanover deserve better. Finally, to the people of Eastern Hanover, we're strong. We are resilient. We will get our constituency back together. Thank you.
So let me ask a question. Wouldn't the MP know every nook and cranny to give the people the care packages? Wouldn't the MPs have a good idea as to where certain people, live who would probably be the most in need of a certain type of package, a certain type of relief? I'm trying to understand why is it that
if the government, Perry, if the government were thinking clearly and not thinking across the political line, they would understand that these are the same set of persons who sit down on everybody's veranda, go in every lane, go up every hill, go around every corner to find the people that they wanted to vote for them. Why not use the same people that did that to give them the aid? Because I'm sure you don't know all of those nooks, all of those turns, all of those hills.
No, they're just going to. Yeah, they don't know. I mean, we're not, again, as the MP said, she has nothing against the JDF, neither do I. But with all the respect, the JDF wouldn't know certain key areas and places to deliver the aid. You understand? And again, when you leave out the MP out of this process, Ishmael, the reality is, and I heard something that was said in Parliament by the Prime Minister, and I know we're going to touch on the minister later on and how he was arrogant in Parliament against the opposition leader. But I heard something from the Prime Minister which is equally concerning. In Parliament today, the Prime Minister made it seem as if it is wrong for the MP to legally extend their office outside of constitutional restrictions to help the people. He made it seem as if it is wrong for the MP to be on the ground with the people, engage in certain...
They're saying to me.
Yes, it's there in Parliament. If persons on PDTV News Jamaica tonight can remember Parliament, if you watched it, the Prime Minister was basically cautioning the MPs as to how much they demand, in terms of responsibility to be out there with the people. It is not fair for MPs to have been on people's veranda day in, day out looking for votes, and the only thing an MP can do is to go in Parliament and talk. No, the same way that the MPs went out there, buy them this, buy them that, and get them votes. They were there throughout the lanes. You yourself, Mr. Prime Minister, was up all night, all morning, campaigning because you must secure the third term. Why are you now trying to limit the MP's responsibility to just constitutional norms? No, once it is legal, give the MPs the resources to go out and advocate in a different way. It's never just enough for an MP to go in Parliament and engage the Speaker of the House and to argue and to debate back and forth with the government. No, the MPs must go out and be on the ground and let the people see them working along with them. But the reason why you're saying that, Mr. Prime Minister, is because
Yes.
you don't have the intention to be out there on the ground. And you are not going to give the opposition the ability to be out there on the ground and to outdo you, because you are playing politics. You don't want the opposition to look good because you already have eyes on your 4th term. But in the name of Jesus Christ, tonight, Ishmael, we must see a change in this country. It is demonic what the government is doing. You are playing politics at the expense of people's life.
Help. We key out of the letter.
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor.
What are you saying to me? What are you really saying to me? It cannot be so. We are now living in a time that is unprecedented, which means that as an elected official, even as citizens and patriots, it requires more of us.
Of course.
We cannot just do our job anymore. It is not our job, Perry. It is not our job. And Andre will tell you, and I will say it, it is not our job to get up every day to ask for assistance for the people in Westmoreland, for the people in Portland, for the people in Manchester. It is not our jobs, but we do it anyway.
Of course, Ishmael, in Parliament today, the member from East Portland, Isaac Buchanan, stood up and asked the Prime Minister certain questions. You know what the response was from the Prime Minister to say? As a new MP, basically paraphrasing, I'm looking out.
Cautioning him.
Yes, he's cautioning him as to how much he's willing to put himself out there as a representative, because according to the reason of the Prime Minister, as an MP, you shouldn't be going above and beyond. Mr. Prime Minister, good leadership expects you to go above and beyond. Stop trying to put the MPs in a box. Give the MPs the resources. Revolutionize the role of what it means to be a member of parliament and give them the opportunity to go down on the ground. He's telling them, Ishmael, that it is not the MP's responsibility to fix this and to fix that. Fine. We have agencies to do that. But what should an MP do when the same agencies that you say have the job to do X, Y, and Z, when they are not doing it? When they are not doing it, what should the MP do? Sit down and do nothing? That's why Zuluk has just said that she had to engage some private contractors. She had to engage.
She shouldn't. The minister told her that she shouldn't.
She shouldn't. But no, she said she cannot sit down and do anything and wait on people for do it. We cannot sit and wait on people to come and help the people them. So what should they do? Sit and do nothing? But because this government is mediocre, and because they don't believe in revolutionary leadership, they don't believe in going above and beyond, they don't believe in service above self, they don't want to empower the MPs to do what they want to do. You know why, Ishmael? Because they know that these MPs from the opposition, they are full of heart and they are full of passion. And if they should ever get the resources, Ishmael, to do the job, they are going to do it and they are going to show up the government. And that's what the Prime Minister is trying to prevent. They don't want the opposition to outdo them.
Prime Minister, let me caution you. And let me remind you of something. You see, everybody in Parliament, opposition and government, over 5,000 voters, which means 5,000 members of Jamaica voted for them. Over 5,000 people dipped their ink for them. All 63, including you. And I'm telling you that in every single constituency, people are affected. I'm telling you that. Some more than others. And I'm saying to you, Mr. Prime Minister, it is now that as a member of this country, we must be our brother's keeper. So if a member of parliament sees somebody in need and it is not their job to help them, they should help them because it's the humane thing to do. This has nothing to do with the Constitution. This has everything to do with being a good human being.
But Ishmael, if they're going to even talk about constitution, they're going to talk about the constitutional roles of the MP. Where was the constitution when you should have the...
Stay tuned for more PDTV News Evening Highlights. Remember to show your support. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.